Today in the battle arena, we've got two massive kaiju going head to head. Kong from Kong Skull Island is going up against Rodan from Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So who's coming out on top here? Well, let's find out. Kong is the bestial ruler of Skull Island in the form of a gigantic ape, and is the last of his kind. Kong is incredibly fierce and brutal when angered or while in combat, but at the same time, he has a peaceful and protective side to him as well. There's a scene when he befriends Mason Weaver and James Conrad, even going so far as to put himself in danger in order to save Mason from drowning. He's also rather intelligent, or at least smart enough to use weapons in combat, like a tree trunk as a staff or a propeller of a ship as a melee weapon. Kong is massive, standing at 104 feet tall. It's incredibly strong, even despite not being fully grown. He's able to kill a mire squid of brute strength, can take out smaller skull crawlers with his punches, and can wrestle and pin the alpha skull crawler to the ground with his strength. He's surprisingly quick for a creature of his size. He's able to dodge a skull crawler attack from behind. His body is actually designed for flexibility, and those long arms of his allow him to deal devastating blows in combat. On top of that, he can leap incredibly high. He's an expert climber, being able to easily scale up sheer cliffs and mountain faces. Kong is also durable enough to withstand machine gun fire from military helicopters and attacks from skull crawlers. And his stamina is so great that even after battling against and killing the alpha skull crawler, the Skull Devil, he's able to walk away without any real signs of exhaustion. So, that's what we got in one corner. The massive ape, ruler of Skull Island, Kong. But entering the ring in the other corner, well, it's the ruler of the skies, Rodan. A giant beast with literal lava flowing through its veins, Rodan is the fire demon, the king of the skies. Discovered in hibernation within a volcano on Isla de Mara, Mexico, in 1991, Monarch built a containment facility around him, and things were going pretty good. Until 2019, when former Monarch scientist Emma Russell and a group of eco-terrorists decided to wake him up. Rodan immediately started wreaking havoc and destroying stuff, until he got into a fight with Ghidorah. King Ghidorah soundly beat him, which makes sense. I mean, this is Ghidorah. And Rodan became a loyal follower, recognizing him as the Alpha. He came to Ghidorah's aid in Boston when the king was fighting against Godzilla and Mothra, taking on Mothra to help his master. She eventually beat him, taking him out of the fight until Godzilla had already defeated Ghidorah. At that point, Rodan swore his allegiance to the rightful Alpha Titan of the planet, Godzilla. Rodan's body is essentially an internal volcano, meaning he's able to set Mothra on fire just upon contact. He's able to create massive shockwaves with his wings, literally just flying over a city was enough to completely decimate that city. He's tackled Mothra through a building, and even tangled a Ghidorah for a little while. Rodan's also durable enough to take plenty of missiles, survive attacks from Mothra, and even take point-blank blasts from Ghidorah's gravity beam. And he's fast enough to keep up with fighter jets. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. So with Godzilla vs. Kong coming out, today we're going to throw the ruler of Skull Island up against one of the kings of the sky, the fire demon himself, Rodan. So who's coming out on top here? Well, let's find out. Also, this video is going to be focusing on Kong from Skull Island, Kong from the 70s, not the Kong from the upcoming movie. Honestly, now that I think about it, this video might be a bit premature, since we don't really know how Kong is going to match up against other kaiju in that movie, and it might totally change the outcome of this fight. But you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. So we got Kong from Skull Island going up against Rodan from King of the Monsters. Okay, let's get into it. Now both of these kaiju are obviously insanely strong and powerful, with Kong being able to throw a tree all the way through a helicopter, smacking and punching helicopters down to the ground. He even tore one helicopter clean in half. Kong is able to absolutely manhandle other younger kaiju, killed a giant octopus literally just by stepping on it. He broke free of large steel chains, used a huge tree as a baseball bat. He was even able to battle against overpowered kaiju his own size, like going up against the Skull Devil, prying open its jaws, tearing out its tongue. So yeah, Kong is pretty freaking strong. So is Rodan. He created massive shockwaves just by flapping his wings. He's crushed jets in his talons. Just rolling around, he was able to destroy a ton more planes. And then here's the thing. Unlike Kong, or at least unlike Kong up until this point, Rodan has actually battled against legit and established kaiju. He's tackled Mothra through a building, threw Mothra a good little while, even wrestled with King Ghidorah himself for a bit. So about durability. Well, Kong is obviously large and tough enough to where gunfire didn't really injure him, but you could tell that he noticed it and that it stung. Same with when he grabbed at the tail rotor. It obviously bothered him and cut him up a bit, but otherwise he was perfectly fine. But other than that, well, Kong's taken attacks from the skull crawler, taking attacks from the big guy with really no problem. Then there was the napalm blast. He survived being engulfed in the napalm, but at the same time, it did knock him out and cause him to fall down. But he was back up shortly thereafter. So, gotta give it to him. That's impressive. Only thing is, Rodan is more impressive. I mean, Kong took gunfire, Rodan took missiles. He took a lot of missiles. And again, unlike Kong, Rodan's taken attacks from legit kaiju. He's been tackled to the ground by Mothra and shrugged it off. He even survived a stab to the shoulder from Mothra, although it did take him out of the fight. Then, obviously the best, Rodan took a point-blank gravity beam blast from King Ghidorah. This thing is almost directly comparable to Godzilla's atomic breath. So yeah, it's a whole lot more powerful than that napalm blast, and Rodan took it. Then finally, well, we've got to talk about speed. And here's the thing about Kong. For as big as he definitely isn't slow or cumbersome like someone like Godzilla. He's jumped straight up over a helicopter. He's able to easily traverse all around Skull Island, jumping from cliff to cliff. He's even able to catch and swat helicopters out of the air. But then there's Rodan. And just like strength, just like durability, Rodan is just better here. In fact, I think he outclasses Kong in speed even more than strength and durability. He intercepted Mothra in midair, was even able to keep up with fighter jets. Basically, Rodan is potentially able to move around the speed of sound, meaning that he's gonna blitz the heck out of Kong. Rodan is also just kind of the best aerial fighter you can ask for, and that's gonna help him out here a whole lot in this fight. You see, one of Kong's greatest assets when going up against other monsters is that as an ape, he has very long and very powerful arms. He's able to hold other monsters at bay, not let them get in too close to him, and then just beat them senseless. But this strategy really isn't going to work going up against Rodan, because Rodan could just dive bomb right in, attack Kong, and then get out of there before Kong can ever even get a hold of him. That's really just if Rodan wants to take the fight in close. Because honestly, he doesn't have to. I mean, just by flying over a city, Rodan was able to completely destroy it, doing a whole lot more destruction we've ever seen Kong do on top of it. Honestly, Rodan could just set Kong on fire right on contact, just like he did with Mothra. And I think it's gonna be just as effective as that napalm blast, considering that Kong's exterior is pretty soft compared to the more scaly and tough exteriors of kaiju like Godzilla or Ghidorah. Really, at this point, the only thing that Kong has going for him is his intelligence. And that's the thing, Kong is a whole lot smarter. He's actually smart enough and skilled enough to incorporate using weapons into his fights. Like during the big old battle against the Skull Devil, he used a boulder to smash in the Skullcrawler's head, stripped a tree, transformed it into an oversized baseball bat, and even managed to use a ship's propeller attached to a chain as essentially a giant makeshift hook. It's pretty consistent for Kong to use these makeshift weapons in a fight, and I'm confident that Kong could do the same thing here and figure out some way to injure Rodan. But while Kong might be able to injure Rodan, I have a hard time believing that Kong is going to be able to create a weapon that can put down Rodan. Especially since Rodan has all these other advantages in his corner. He's stronger, he's tougher, he's faster, he can fly, he can launch devastating attacks from a distance. Rodan can pretty much do it all here. Now, as soon as Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, I'm sure the new Kong would win this fight. Because, I mean, if you're powerful enough to put up a legit fight against Godzilla, possibly even beat Godzilla, well, then you're more than powerful enough to beat Rodan. But as for right now, Rodan's coming out on top here. Rodan wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure the like button, subscribe button, and turn on notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see y'all next time.